Hello YouTube, this is Teddy back in Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. Today we're going to be playing Karts and Coasters. The objective is to have at least 1,000 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 with a rating of at least 600, so we do get longer on this scenario. The last one was year 2. Bumblebee Beach only gave us 2 years, but this one gives us 3 years. So pretty easy this one, I would say. We already do have a couple of rides in the park. We have the Karts and the Coasters, obviously. That's why it's named that. So let's get into it and see what we've got. Wow, pretty big coasters. Okay. And we cannot purchase any more land or construction rights, so this is going to be a little bit more challenging than I thought, because the problem is going to be finding out where to build stuff, basically. I'm thinking that we can do a lot probably going under the supports on some of the wooden coasters. Yeah, and then here looks like a nice little spot for something. So yeah, we can go under here and over there. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. When do I ever actually make plans for this stuff? We do have water though, and I know we have boats. Yeah. So we'll put some of those in a little bit later. Gotta do our loan though. Take out the loan first. I'm gonna start looking at how much I can charge for these things. I think we have 4 rides total so far. Yeah. We've got the King Karts, which is a cart, Lumberjack, one of the wooden roller coasters, Timber Terror, another wooden roller coaster, and Turnpike, which is a second go-kart track. All of these make extremely good money because their stats are really good. So we should be set on that for a little while. That guy was trying to take a picture of the coaster, I think, and I just put a drink stall literally right in front of his face. Let's see about staff. Definitely want some more handymen in here. Advertisements. Want to make sure that those stay up because this is a guest scenario. I actually thought that this was going to be a park value scenario since I knew that there was stuff already in the park. I kind of figured it would be one of those like, oh, double the park value or whatever, but it is not like that. Let's put a merry-go-round up. I like to make my path match whatever the park already comes with, because otherwise I'd have to replace like all of the path in the park, and I don't want to worry about that. So I just make it match. Where's the doors? Oh no, it plays music. No, turn the music off. It's gonna annoy me. I was also looking at the coasters we have available, and we have the Virginia Reel, and I have never built one of those before. And so I'm very curious and want to build one to see what it's all about and stuff. Actually, no, that's a lie. I have built exactly one Virginia Reel before in my entire life. It was one of those scenarios where it's like you have to have various coasters of a certain excitement rating, and I was trying to build all of the coasters that came in the park, and one of them was the Virginia Reel. So I have built this one before, but I don't have a lot of experience with it at all. So I'm trying to find a place to put it. That's I'm already running into this problem. I'm like, I don't know where to put anything. All right. I'm a little worried about some of these hills. I don't know if it's going to have the momentum to get up them, because I only have this one lift hill, and I tried to put it pretty high, but it eventually became too high for the supports. I'm also worried about some of the sharper turns. I know that the nausea rating on this one is going to be really high. Okay, yeah, looks like it can make it back to the station. That's wonderful. I'm really nervous to see the nausea rating, though. Oh, okay, yeah, so 6.2 excitement, 5.63 intensity. Those are not too bad, but then the 6.4 nausea. Yeah, I saw that one coming. Oh well. I don't think we have benches and stuff. Also, I called the ride Virginia Hurl instead of Virginia Reel. Ooh, you know what I should do? Already. I was putting benches and I have already distracted. But anyway, handyman on this path specifically. Now back to my benches and stuff. And I put a twist in, because apparently I like to make my handyman's lives hard by making this the pukiest park in the country. God, I wish that was an actual award that you could get, like one of the negative awards. Like park with the most vomit. How about a log flume? I know it's one that we do a lot, but it is a good one. Doesn't have a very high support limit though, which is what I was running into with the Virginia Reel, which is interesting because we kind of do need to be able to build higher in order to get it around some of these other rides, but we will give it a go. I don't know how our path situation is going to work, but oh well. 19 boats. Let's do 15 since it's a nice even number. I don't have an information kiosk and it's raining. This is the worst day of my life. We already have 900 something guests and it's only June of year 1. So I really want to see how many guests we can get in this park before the end of the scenario. I'm trying to build that outside my construction area, my construction rights that I have. I've been trying to put more thought into my paths. I still have no plans for any of my coasters, but I am trying to think about the paths a little bit more now. Alright, now I have to put benches and trash cans on my new paths that I built. I did expand some of the path out to help with some of the crowding issues, and now my park rating has gone way up. I was like, why is my park rating so low? And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's because I've been nonstop advertising and not really like expanding the path system as much as I really should. So guests are now really crowded into tight spaces, and they don't like that very much. Alright, obligatory junior coaster build because I messed the last one up so bad, and I'd like to not mess it up, so I'm gonna do it again. Forgot to put my block brakes there so that they won't run into each other. Actually, I don't like the block brakes. I know there's a higher risk of them running into each other if I don't have block brakes on there, but oh well. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Yay, those are much better stats than my last one. 5.56 excitement, 5.06 intensity, 3.46 nausea. I actually found out that excitement rating doesn't matter too much as far as getting people to ride the coasters. The big things that affect whether or not people are going to ride it are intensity and nausea, because everybody has different intensity and nausea preferences. I think excitement rating does help. I think it makes the ride easier to find in the park for the guests, but like just barely. So the big one is intensity and nausea. If it's too high above the intensity rating that they like, they won't go on it, or if it's too low. And then they have a certain nausea threshold, and if it's too high, they'll get a pop-up or something that says, just looking at this ride makes me sick, and then they won't ride it then either. Yes, we're in the 900s as far as our park rating goes, very close to the maximum park rating. That's great. I am running a little bit low on money, not that low. I have 4,000, but considering I started with 20,000, it's looking a little precarious at the moment, so I might want to speed up and gain some money before building anything else. Nah, actually we have enough. Let's put some boats in. Let's put some boats in our lake here. There we go. Now we've got some bumper boats to go under this lake. Look at all of them. I love them. They're all bumping into each other. God, I love them. We're at the end of October of year 1, close to it. We unlocked the Dini slide, and although they are supremely ugly, I think I would like to give it another go. So I'll do that. I've decided to live a little dangerously and say, can I do this without covering any of the hills? Because normally when they go up, they have a tendency to crash, and I feel like right here is going to be the biggest problem for us. But we'll see. If this is a problem, I'll just cover it. Ooh, it can't even get over that hill. Okay, well, let's try that again. Alright, now let's try it with some adjusted hill heights. This is a very boring teeny slide, but I honestly just want to see if I can get it to not crash when it goes over hills. Yes, it did it! It got over both of them without crashing. See, look at this. There it is. It did it. I didn't have to cover any of the hills. Alright, this Dini slide can be allowed to stay, although it is still so ugly. Just so fucking ugly. Oh, my Dini slide has really bad stats. I guess I probably missed the length requirement on it or something. It might have gotten the length requirement if I hadn't had it to delete it. Because I did delete some of it and built it shorter so that I could get it back to the station and over the hills and stuff. I think it's only rained like once since we put the information kiosk up, which sucks. Because before we had the information kiosk up, it was raining like all the time. I love building new path and then like watching the guests that own park maps break out the park map and look at them. Like, do you think everything I build just automatically springs up on their maps? We have the mini suspended swinging coaster, which I was honestly going to build before the Dini slide. However, I wanted to give the Dini slide another go first, and I should not have. I should have just gone with the suspended coaster. But let's do that now. Wow, the support limit on this thing is not high, which sucks. Sucks for us. Hey, well there is our thing. I do not like having no black brakes or brakes on it whatsoever. I feel like that's gonna make it like really intense or something. Also, the support limit on that thing is brutal. I could not do anything with that because of the hills and stuff. So I did not like building that one. That was kind of insane. Oh yeah, our advertisements ran out while I was doing that. No way, it crashed. How did it do that? Oh, it came backwards and oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, well, all right, that didn't work out. I don't really want to rebuild that, so I'm just gonna delete it and not worry about that one anymore. Oh no. Okay, well that is another coaster to build in a later park. Park rating keeps going down. Oh, people need to go to the bathroom. Where are y'all? So I don't have enough bathrooms, I guess. All right, well, hopefully that'll get them fixed up for a little bit. Actually, let's put another bathroom out here. Now that I built, I think, a sufficient amount of path, let us do another ride. We're gonna do a mini coaster. Let's put it where I tried to put the mini suspended. Oh, nope, it got stuck. Damn it. Alright, well, let's try to fix it. I gotta close it so that I can fix it. Had to really carve up the land for that one. If this doesn't work, all I'm gonna have to show for it is some really ugly land. Ooh, just barely got around there. It would be better if this coaster had booster tracks, but it doesn't. It deserves booster tracks, though. Okay, 5.14 excitement, 5.63 intensity, 3.95 on the nausea. Pretty okay stats for a mini coaster. One thing that pisses me off is that the light blue color and the light teal color are basically indistinguishable from each other, and I know that they're different. However, on rides, they look identical. Like, here is that car in light blue, and here is that car in light teal. Do you see any difference between the two? No. So what is the point in having both of those colors there? I hate it so much. Also, I can't believe it's already September year 2. I have been lost in the sauce. Let's do a pirate ship, because here is a nice place to put a pirate ship with the nice paths that go straight out from it. I'm so excited. Big Al's Big Gay Boat Ride fits. I was like, I'm worried that it will be too long, but it fits. Yes. Let's do more boats because I have too much money and I have 1,623 guests in the park, so I'm well above the goal. So we can basically do whatever silly indulgent nonsense we want. I love clicking on guests and seeing that they have no recent thoughts. Just head empty bitches walking around. Well, I was gonna say, do we have construction rights outside the park actually, because this track is built over this path here outside of the park bounds, but then I see that we just have construction rights to this one little strip of land. So if I deleted this cart track, I could build something right there, but I'm not gonna do that. Ooh, splash boats. It's March year 3. We're in the final year. What coaster do I... You know what? Let's do a mine train coaster because they have a pretty good support limit and they're pretty big and exciting. So let's do a mine train coaster, kind of like the big hurrah kind of thing. This won't be the last coaster I build, I'm sure, so I can't call it the last hurrah, but it'll probably be one of the more interesting. So... I feel like it went around the last turn really fast, so the stats on it are going to be bad. Oh, okay. 6.21 excitement rating, 6.74 intensity rating, 4.25 nausea rating. Not too bad. That intensity rating is actually lower than I thought it was. I read that as an 8 at first, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense, but it's actually only a 6. So, wow. Damn trees are in my way. I can't see my path connection. Okay. It's good. I feel like all of the rides that were here when the park started have been breaking down so often and have spent more time down than up People are hungry. Where are y'all? I did unlock the fruity ices and I haven't built any yet. So let's put some fruity ices around the park where the most hungry guests are. Fruity ice for you. Fruity ice is what my family calls me when I go back up north to visit them for Christmas. You know, in hindsight, I should not have made the queue line for the mini coaster so long because the throughput on it is so terrible. Let's do a splash boats. I know we already have the log flume, but whatever. Let's do them over here because the log flume is over there, so we'll put it on the opposite end of the park. That way they're not so directly competing with one another. That splash boats took me way too long to set up and figure out, but I got it done. And I got the entrance and exit buildings built and the path, and I thought that the path was going to be harder than it was because of the really weird place that this is put. I know that the test results are going to be fine because like the log flume and the splash boats pretty much never have awful stats, so I'm basically just waiting on the stats to calculate so I know how much to charge for it, but I know that they're going to be fine and I won't have to delete it or anything. We have almost 2,000 guests. We're sitting at 1920 something. It's like flickering back and forth between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 5.82. Wow, that is a higher excitement rating than I thought. 5.82 excitement rating, 2.5 intensity, 1.4 nausea. Did not expect to get that high on the intensity, but I guess because it goes through some rides like this one, and then I think it goes under the go-kart track somewhere like back that way. Yeah, and then obviously under the big wooden roller coaster. That's why I like building the coasters like close together. I know I run the coasters into each other all the time and it's like this coaster is in the way. You get an excitement bonus if you put it under the other coasters at a certain height. Like if you do 10 feet under another coaster, it's considered a head chopper element. Basically stuff that's close enough to the coaster that it seems like it's going to cut your head off, but also far away enough that it actually won't. $12.60 is how much I can charge for it. I just realized that we have a lot of water rides and I definitely didn't mean to make the park like so many water rides, but also, yay! So there's the Dini slide, which technically counts as a water ride even though there's no water by it. And then there's 2 boats, and then the splash boats and the log flume. We've got quite a few here. I wish that we could build boats in this big lake because that would be so perfect to put like a bunch of little boats in there. So mad that we don't have construction rights out that way. Oh, also we unlocked a new coaster. I almost forgot the hyper coaster. Hyper coaster. Wow. And we have not built one of these and it looks like it has a very high support limit. So that is actually going to be really good for us. So let's try to build a hyper coaster as soon as I find where I'm going to put it. Okay, yeah, over here looks like it doesn't have a lot. It is kind of close to the other big coaster that we built, but whatever. Whatever. That's not as big as it could be. I kind of wanted to include another lift hill and like go really crazy with it and make it really big. But it is also August year 3 and we are getting close to the end. So maybe next time I unlock the hyper coaster, I'll go really insane with it. Okay, 7.62 excitement, 5.51 intensity. Yay, it's not too intense. And it's 2.73 nausea rating, so it's not too bad. Not as high as some of the other ones we have in this park. I want that one to have a really long queue line because that will have a high throughput. I really like coasters that can go straight from horizontal to a steep drop and then back up again from that steep drop. I feel like it creates some really cool hills, some nice airtime hills, and a lot of the coasters can't do that, so I appreciate that this one can. Oh my god, those 2 trains just bumped into each other a little bit. We have the slightest brakes failure. They're gonna crash. Let's throw a maze in there. We do have the wooden wild mouse unlocked, but I don't really want to do another coaster since we only have like a month left. And I feel like we've already done a lot of coasters, so let's do another gentle ride since those are really fast and easy to build. And here is a great spot for them. Actually, I have to get rid of these trees. Hang on. Where's my clear scenery? There we go, a little deforestation. Yay, we did it! Objective was to have 1,000 guests in the park at the end of October year 3 with a rating of at least 600. We have 2,170 guests in the park, which it's going rapidly down for some reason, but our park rating was 977. So yeah, almost at the maximum. That is pretty good. There is the full view of the park. Lumberjack is broken down again because those rides that were here at the beginning of the park keep breaking down. Oh, and Virginia Hurl. I made that one. I can't get mad about that one. That one was one that I did. But yeah, I like that one. That one was better than I expected it to be because when I saw that there was a few pretty big pre-built rides, I thought that it was going to be kind of boring, but it wasn't too bad. And of course, now we get the mine theming unlocked. No, we already built our mine train coaster. So yeah, definitely next time I unlock the miniature suspended swinging coaster, I have to build one of those because of my crash this time. That's the new rule now. That's the rule. Every time I have trouble with a coaster or it crashes or it has really bad stats or whatever else, I have to keep building it until I get it. So the Wooden Wild Mouse was one of those. That's why I didn't build it, because there were a couple that I hadn't built already or hadn't done well on. The Dini slide is another one. I hate doing the Dini slide, but I will have to do another Dini slide eventually because I did not meet the stat requirements on this one. I did get it over all of its hills without crashing it though, without covering the hills and without crashing it though. So that is pretty good, I think. But yeah, that was karts and coasters. I kind of turned it into half water park. So now it's karts, coasters, and boats. But yeah, thanks for watching and subscribe for more mediocre roller coasters. I almost forgot to say that. My favorite part of the video. Subscribe for more mediocre roller coasters. Follow me on social media, linked below. I'm terrible at posting there, but I do have it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.